Hi everyone, it's Jay here. I hope you've had a wonderful off season. I am surprised by the amount of trades, the cuts, the acquisitions by each team, and I cannot wait to see how it unfolds for 2022. Now that I said that, let's get started with week 1. Number 1, Buffalo at Los Angeles Rams, and I am picking the Rams winning in overtime, 29-26. Los Angeles is the reigning champion, the defending champions. They will take the stage. They will dominate every part of Buffalo, their offense, their defense, their special teams. They've got core defense, core offense players who have really helped Los Angeles last year win a Super Bowl. So, I believe that Matthew Stafford will take advantage of the Bills' defense with the loss of Tre'Davious White, and he's got Cooper Kupp, he's got Allen Robinson. He's going to pass to those weapons like no one's business. And Cam Akers, he's healthy. And for the Rams' defense, you know the three big names: Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, Jalen Ramsey. They're going to dominate the Bills' offense. Maybe in the first or second quarter, but I think the Bills will try to make a comeback. It'll go into overtime, and voila, you will get a field goal from the Rams, and that will seal the deal. Number 2, Cleveland at Carolina, and I am picking the Browns winning 20-16. Baker Mayfield is now a Carolina Panther. He literally said to the media, "I want to fuck up Cleveland." Well, too bad, Baker. You're not going to fuck up Cleveland. Cleveland's going to fuck you up. And guess why? They've got Myles Garrett. They've got Greg Newsome, Denzel Ward. They got some defensive pieces. Oh, they even got Jadeveon Clowney as well. And for the offense, Nick Chubb's still there. You got some core receivers. So I think it's going to be a hard-fought match. Cleveland will just win it, and Baker Mayfield won't get his revenge, despite the fact that Christian McCaffrey is healthy. So I can expect a lot of effort from the Browns' defense, but I think Carolina will not catch up. They will get stopped on a fourth down near the end zone. Number 3, Pittsburgh at Cincinnati, and I am picking the Bengals winning 33-13. Okay, nothing more can be said about this, but Cincinnati, they were the AFC champion last year, and they swept Pittsburgh twice last year. So I expect Cincinnati to just bulldoze the hell out of Mitchell Trubisky and their defense. Cincinnati will put up 20 more points than the Steelers. And basically, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Joe Mixon, T. Higgins, young players capable of putting a shit ton of points on the board. So do not sleep on these young players. They will destroy Pittsburgh. Number 4, Indianapolis at Houston, and I am picking the Colts winning 23-20. Okay, with the departure of Carson Wentz, things won't change against these two teams, but Matt Ryan is a significant upgrade, and the Colts have swept the Texans for the past 2 seasons. So I expect Matt Ryan to just demolish Houston. Well, probably the first 3 quarters, but maybe Houston will try to pull a comeback, score 20 points, while Indianapolis scores none. But Indianapolis will have 23 points prior to that. So it's just going to be an Indianapolis win, and plus they got better players. Jonathan Taylor, they got Darius Leonard, DeForest Buckner. They got several good players on there, and even the offense. So it's going to be Indianapolis' victory. Number 5, Baltimore at New York Jets, and I'm picking the Ravens winning 25-12. Lamar Jackson is back in the lineup, and so are the running backs who suffered several devastating injuries last season. But I think Lamar and the offense will turn it around, and so will the defense, probably limiting Zach Wilson and his crew to just 12 points. Maybe you could say 4 field goals, perhaps, but they will never score a touchdown, the Jets. Number 6, Kansas City at Arizona, and I am picking the Chiefs winning in overtime 40-34. Yes, it's a little bit of a homecoming for Mahomes and his college coach, who is now the head coach of Arizona. but Mahomes has just been significantly better than Kyler Murray. Oh yeah, 8 playoff wins. Kyler Murray, 0 playoff wins. So it's going to be a hard-fought battle between these two teams, talented teams, offense and defense both. But Kansas City will just put a lot of points. Maybe in the first half, Arizona will try to take its revenge for that, putting up their points. But it's going to go into overtime, tie. But Kansas City might just get the kickoff to start it, and they will score a touchdown. Or 2 field goals. We'll see how that plays out. Because Kansas City, Mahomes and his crew have been much better than Murray and his crew. Number 7, New Orleans at Atlanta. And I am picking the Saints winning 28-24. The Saints have some good players. They got Tyrann Mathieu, they got Jarvis Landry, Michael Thomas should be back in the lineup, Chris Olave, Jameis Winston should be back in the lineup. And you know what? They got some locals. They got Tyrann Mathieu, Jarvis Landry, and I think Patrick Peterson. I'll see about that. But with these local players on the Saints roster, I think they'll be able to take advantage of the opportunities given to them. And New Orleans, they will just be able to destroy Atlanta by a slim margin. Basically, the young players need to grow up in Atlanta, and it's going to be Saints victory. Number 8, San Francisco at Chicago, and I am picking the 49ers winning 34-23. The 49ers have had almost a Super Bowl again, but they lost to the Rams in the conference championship last year. But San Francisco, they're capable on offense and defense. Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, and you got Deebo Samuel with that contract extension. George Kittle and Trey Lance probably will put some points on the board, on his feet and in the air. Justin Fields is good, but I think the 49ers just own the Bears. The 49ers know the Bears. They know their strengths and the weaknesses, so they can probably take advantage of what's coming from them. So it's going to be San Francisco. They're a good team. Chicago's alright. So we'll see how this plays out. Again, it's a San Francisco victory. Number 9, Philadelphia at Detroit. And I am picking the Eagles winning 35-14. Okay, Detroit, you just sucked last season. I mean, despite the fact that you upset some opponents, you didn't upset as many as Philadelphia. Or rather, Philadelphia just beat non-playoff teams. But Philadelphia did crush Detroit last season, and I expect them to do the same. With the additions of A.J. Brown and James Bradbury, they will be able to upgrade their offense and defense in Detroit and just slaughter them to the ground. They will slaughter Detroit. Jared Goff, DeAndre Swift, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they're going to have nowhere to run or catch or pass. So it's going to be Philadelphia. They just got a lot more weapons on both sides. Yeah, Devonta Smith, that skinny guy, but he's also a fast guy. So don't sleep on Devonta Smith. Don't sleep on Jalen Hurts. Don't sleep on Darius Slay, alright? Do not sleep on Philadelphia because they will slaughter Detroit. Number 10, New England at Miami. And I am picking the Dolphins winning in overtime 23-17. Okay, New England made the playoffs last year. Miami didn't, but they were just one win behind New England. But I think Miami's got several upgrades. The Dolphins' defense is pretty good, led by Xavier Howard and Christian Wilkins. And the Dolphins also signed the fastest player in the league, a.k.a. the Cheetah. They even got the Penguin, Jalen Waddle. You cut the dreads off, I hope you can have a better year. So, Miami, they'll just be able to take advantage of New England. I mean, it'll pretty much be a defensive game for the most of the game. But maybe the offense will come up clutch. I think both of them in the fourth quarter, but it'll go to overtime. But Miami, they will score with the fastest player in the league. And they're going to win it. They swept New England last season. Number 11, Jacksonville at Washington. And I am picking the Commanders winning 21-13. Now, why not Jacksonville? I mean, Trevor Lawrence, he's a talented star. He's a fantastic. He played all right, but there's a lot of problems for him. But Washington, they got better defensive pieces in the lineup. They got Terry McLaurin, an offensive piece in their lineup. So I expect Carson Wentz, Antonio Gibson, and the offensive pieces to maybe put on a show for Jacksonville's defense. Yeah, I know Doug Peterson is a respected coach, but Ron Rivera, I'm sure he knows Doug Peterson very well, so Rivera and his team will take the victory. Number 12, Las Vegas at Los Angeles Chargers, and I am picking the Raiders winning 31-27. Both teams, well, many people might say that Los Angeles should win, but I think Las Vegas will win this round. Reason being, I think Derek Carr, he's a veteran, he's a great passer, and he just got his college buddy back in the lineup, Davante Adams. And I believe that the Raiders' offense will probably take advantage of the Chargers' defense. I mean, they gave up some significant amount of points last season. I think the Chargers' offense will probably take advantage of the Raiders' defense, but they probably will not score a lot of more points. And Derek Carr obviously has more experience than Justin Herbert, but I think Derek Carr might just win it. He will win. He has Davante Adams, like I said. Oh yeah, some good pieces. Hunter Renfrow, who just signed an extension. I think he'll be able to run some good routes and probably just expose the Chargers defense. Number 13, Green Bay at Minnesota. And I am picking the Packers winning 33-31. It's going to be a very close game. Both quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, they're good. Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook, they're good. But I think that Green Bay, they'll just be able to take advantage of Minnesota. Both matches last season were pretty close. Green Bay won the first, Minnesota won the second. So I think it's just going to be that Green Bay owns Minnesota. These games are going to be pretty close, but Green Bay just has a history of owning Minnesota. And probably the Vikings defense, they might not come up too clutch on some situations. But nonetheless, it's going to be a high-scoring game. Number 14, New York Giants at Tennessee. And I am picking the Titans winning 42-12. Nothing more can be said about the Titans. The best running back in the NFL, Derrick Henry, and Ryan Tannehill, a good quarterback. And you got a solid Titans defensive line and backs. Daniel Jones will not be able to play up to his par. He's going to get slaughtered by the Titans defense. Jeffrey Simmons, Kevin Byard, Elijah Molden. They are going to come after the Giants receivers, the Giants linemen, and Daniel Jones himself. So New York will just lose control of the game. Tennessee will take advantage of the Giants on both sides. So it's going to be all Tennessee. Maybe a few from the Giants. Number 15, Tampa Bay at Dallas. And I am picking the Buccaneers winning 36-34. Well, why not Dallas? I think Tampa Bay, they managed to beat Dallas, a close one last season, and in the opener. So, I think that Tampa Bay, they just got a better crew. They just got more skilled players, more experience. I mean, Dallas is probably overloaded talent, overrated talent. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, they're much more disciplined, and I think they'll be able to get their job done in Dallas. They'll be able to take care of situations led by a GOAT quarterback, Tom Brady. Yes, do not sleep on Tom Brady. I think both teams will do well this game, but Tampa Bay's just going to get the better of it. Number 16, Denver at Seattle. And I am picking the Seahawks winning 24-23. You're going to hear a lot of fans booing at Russell Wilson. I think Geno Smith can come up clutch with Lockett and Metcalf. And I think the Broncos do have some core offensive pieces, but Seattle, Seattle's been reading their mind on Russell Wilson. They know what to expect from Russell Wilson. They know what to expect when he passes to Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, or Javonte Williams. The Broncos defense is solid, but they just couldn't defend themselves for the last 4 games of last season. 7-6, and now they're 7-10. So it's just gonna be Seattle by a point. They will win the match, and probably Russell Wilson will not get his revenge. He will just keep getting booed at. Alright, well that's it for week 1. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will be back for week 2 next week.